Hello friends, today's topic is cheating boyfriend gave me HIV. Let's rant.
I agree with you. If your spouse cheats on you, honestly, they don't care about your health or your well being overall. However, I did not get HIV from my ex because he cheated on me. I started getting symptoms 1 month after I met him. The reason that I brought up his infidelity is because I was not ready to accept that he intentionally infected me and was intentionally infecting other women with HIV. By me not accepting that he was intentionally infecting other women with HIV, I was basically saying that I approved of his behavior. Even though I wasn't the one infecting other women with HIV, my inability to leave him literally made me an accomplice to his behavior. For some reason, I wanted to believe that I was the only one that he infected, that I was somehow special in that way. I know it sounds all sorts of messed up, but it's the truth.
I had been dating him for over a year, from the beginning of our relationship. He always insisted we be intimate without protection. I kept saying no mainly because I was scared of getting pregnant, but after a year and 5 months together, I decided to give in. I thought I was giving him something special. Right after we were done, he turned to me with a strange look in his eyes and said, "Congratulations, now you have HIV too." At first, I laughed. I thought it was a dark, twisted joke. I couldn't imagine he was being serious. I didn't want to believe it, so I stayed. I stayed for 5 more years, until my body started to change. I had constant fevers, lost weight rapidly, and strange rashes started appearing everywhere. I finally went to the hospital and I'll never forget the moment the doctor looked at me and said, "You've tested positive for HIV." I was in shock. I immediately called him crying, and that's when he finally admitted it. He told me he had known all along that he got it from a previous girlfriend and that he made it his mission to pass it on to every woman he dated. He had already done it to at least 3 other women before me, and I was the 4th. Even though I was heartbroken, even though my world fell apart, I couldn't bring myself to report him because I loved him. Now I live with this virus, and every day is a battle, not just physically, but emotionally. But I'm stronger now, and I share my story not for pity, but to warn others. Protect yourself. Don't ignore red flags, and please choose love that doesn't hurt.
If you are not celibate, ladies, this is the time to be celibate. The HIV/AIDS infection rate is going up extremely quickly. Houston is a hot spot. We already know about Atlanta being a hot spot. Now I'm hearing about the Carolinas going up in STD rates. If you are not celibate, it's time to be. You don't need to be sleeping with anybody. And you for damn sure don't need to be sleeping with anybody unprotected. I just saw a video of this woman yelling and screaming outside of this man's home as he's coming out. He's getting in his tow truck, yelling at him, and she said that this man gave her AIDS. He gave her 12 STDs. You just heard what I said. 12 STDs in 6 months. First off, if you got one, why the hell was you continuously sleeping with this person after the fact? It is a wrap on just having casual flings and sexual encounters with people because you just don't know. People are out here just reckless, don't care. They know they have a STD. They know they have something that they can't get rid of, and they do not care. They will spread it to you because they want you to hurt and be miserable like they are. Close your fucking legs. We need to close our fucking legs for more than just that, because pregnancy is the absolute not in this country at this point, because hell, you'll die from that too. It's a wrap. It's time to wrap it up, close it up, whatever you got to do, because it is not worth your life.
All right, so we left off at me spending the night. So after we went downstairs, got a new room, we ended up spending the night on the other side of the building. So I did not end up taking him to cash his check that day because it was too late. And when I ended up staying with him that night, yes, we did end up having intercourse. And from what I remember, we ended up having intercourse twice. One with a condom, one without a condom. And from that night, we had like our little conversations and stuff along the lines of that. And this is a monthly span of what I'm kind of giving you guys right now. The first monthly span of how everything went. So after this is all done and stuff, you know, it's some days that go on and I'm actually experiencing what it's like being a escort after they had already basically gave me the rundown of this and that and what they do. And the bodyguard was actually on the other side of the building still with that girl, which he ended up coming over and staying with us. So when I was basically in the hotel, I did, you know, a couple of people. It was one person in particular that I did for him to actually stay in the hotel. And I can't remember how much it was. I don't even want to say it was $60 that I did it for, but it might have been. So I used protection with this guy. It was a very old, fat, Mexican man. Literally, his thing was like probably like the size of my pinky. I really didn't feel nothing. So it's just like I did that for him. And these are as the days are going by. I'm actually doing like a little work from here and there because like I said, I'm a very picky girl. I'm not just in the game to do anybody, nor did I have to do this. So, you know, as the days go on and, you know, we're just living our life, we end up getting to the point where he has to go. He goes on this little vacay with a friend that comes and picks him up at this hotel, knowingly knowing the bodyguard is still there. He ends up later down the line getting his friends to pick him up. And in between him getting his friends to pick him up in this monthly span, we ended up having to go pick up his mother. His mother comes into the picture because as we're down there and as I'm down at the hotel, he ends up getting this call that his mother is being kicked out by his sister. That's where she comes into place. And then when we ended up having to go over there, it was an elderly lady who stuff was outside in the rain.
So this is a comment that I seen, and it was like something that I had to make a video to response to. And she said, y'all can do it. And I feel like she said it in good faith, like she really didn't mean no harm by it. But I just want to give a little bit of education because I know a lot of women think like this. So she said, y'all can do it anonymously. Women are losing their lives every day when their husbands come home and give them HIV. It just has to be done safely on both ends. Let me explain something to y'all. The HIV STD thing, like this whole, oh, we're in fear for our health, that story is running very stale. Because right now, in 2025, look it up, more black women have HIV cases right now. They have the highest numbers right now than trans women. So just like these men, y'all are in fear of these men bringing back HIV from messing with trans girls. Trans girls right now are catching HIV from men that's sleeping with promiscuous women. So women right now is giving it to the LGBT community, vice versa. So when y'all say that, I feel like if you and your partner are in a relationship, if you feel like you and your partner is in a monogamous relationship, right? Meaning it's just y'all, so you don't feel like they're cheating, you're not cheating. I feel like y'all should still get tested regularly and still take proper precautions. Women sometimes have an intuition that if you feel like your man is cheating, you feel like you're not in a monogamous relationship, you should still do proper precautions. It's too many preventatives out here for women to be still saying, I'm scared I'm gonna get HIV from my man because he messed with a trans girl. They have so many medications. They have prep that you can get on that you're going to take every day so you don't catch HIV. It's a preventative. Then they have NPEP. It's something that you will take after you have unprotected sex with somebody. That is going to prevent the spread of HIV. That's if you have a one night stand or anything, you're going to take that afterwards. And then they have something called doxyprep. If you're scared of catching STDs, you're going to take 2 pills back to back for 2 days, and that's going to eliminate your chance of catching STDs. So, or you can just use a fucking condom. But again, a lot of women feel like they're in a heterosexual they're in a heterosexual monogamous relationship with these men, so they don't have to take these precautions and go to these measures. But at the same time, when y'all at home, y'all like, damn, I just caught something, my man out there cheating, you can't really be mad at the community, because 9 times 10, the girls that are carrying around STDs and HIV, they're always in treatment. They're always in treatment. Not saying every single girl, when they find out they have HIV, they're going to go get their medication. But 9 times 10, when you test positive for HIV, they are going to contact. As soon as your test result come back reactive, they're going to notify the health department. They're going to make sure you're on your medication. You're going to always take your medication. You're going to say, because they're going to be actively in your life. That is our job. Before you find out you got it, the health department has already been notified. So, with that being said, that whole y'all trying to protect yourself, and of course I feel like safe spaces need to be created amongst women and trans women. That's why I have my certain events, so we can be allies in the community, so we both can get to a point where we can have these type of conversations, we can have these type of disclosures, we can trust each other. But it's no trust amongst the two communities, because I done had women come and they say, oh, tell me about my man, or you done told them about their man. Guess what? They stay with them. So what I look like telling you about this dude, you gonna tell him what I said, and you're gonna stay with him. You're gonna stay with him. So I done seen it. I done had a girl call me one time. She pregnant by my boyfriend. I said, this my boy. We live together. This my man. And now she going crazy. Oh, but she's still trying to stay with him. She's still trying to stay with him. I done had several incidents like that where girls call me about these boys and they still stay. So at times it's like, tell them for what? They still finna be with this dude. If you feel like he doing something, go get tested, use condoms, go use preventatives. Just go do that. That is so simple and so easy to do. If you are in fear for your health with a man, take the necessary precautions with this man. Do not just assume, oh, he come home every night to me and him doing it every night, he's not going out there creeping and cheating. If you don't see that this man is actively going to get tested every 3 months, every 6 months, he's going to get tested, you go get tested. Put him on certain preventatives. He need to be taking prep. He need doxy prep. He needs to be educated on these things, so you don't have to be scared that when you go get tested that you might come up with something. Don't just assume you're in a monogamous relationship.
Let me say this: you have to be very careful with people nowadays. This is your health, and it only takes one time, and that will affect your life. Is that something you want? What do you think, and comment down below. Thank you for watching. Until next time.